What's up, ADHD crew? Today I want to go over an article that I found that popped up on my Facebook, and I think it's quite an interesting read. It caught my eye and it's made me think about how I've acted when I'm out and about in public in relation to the C-Vid. I don't want to actually say the words here because I think apparently YouTube demonetizes videos that mention it. So it's a study about unmedicated ADHD and its effects on the likelihood of getting. So apparently it says that there's an increased risk of contracting it, and I think there might be some truth to it because of just behavior in general with people with ADHD. We tend to be more hyperactive and impulsive, so I think we are probably less likely to obey the rules. Not always, not all of us are going to do it. I think the majority of us try our best to adhere to rules, but I mean, we're going to slip up from time to time accidentally, right? I've done it as well just because I've kind of zoned out and I've forgotten to adhere to the distancing rules and so on. And I think it can be quite difficult for us to do it all the time and always remain self-aware. It can cause a lot of anxiety for people and stuff, so it's not really good for mental health in general. So the article says that the infection rate is nearly 50% higher among individuals with unmedicated ADHD compared to individuals without ADHD. So that's actually only talking about people who are neurotypical and people with ADHD who are actually unmedicated. So that instantly rules out people with ADHD who are medicated. According to the new study of 14,000 patients in Israel, the study found that ADHD treatment with stimulant medication significantly reduces the risk of exposure among individuals with ADHD symptoms like hyperactivity and impulsivity. So the key point of this article is that it's more likely if you're unmedicated. And obviously this study is limited to Israel, so it's not going to be a worldwide statistic. I think 14,000 people provides a decent amount of evidence. So the researchers actually found that individuals with ADHD alone are about 52% more likely to have tested positive compared to those without. However, individuals with ADHD who treat their symptoms with stimulant medication face virtually no additional risk compared to non-ADHD subjects. Don't worry guys, I'm not going to go through the entire article. I don't want to bore you with that, but I'm going to leave the link below if you want to check it out for yourself. You know, for me, I think one of the most difficult aspects of it has been the anxiety that comes around keeping that distance. We have a lot of stores implementing this one-way system, and it's a real pain to stick to it, and it can be frustrating if you forget something and you need something on the other side of the store, and you have to go around in a sort of snake zigzag kind of route in order to get what you need. And it can be overwhelming. I think it's really added to my overwhelm when I've gone shopping for food, and it's made me just want to avoid it altogether. ADHD possibly makes it harder to stick to because you kind of zone out a lot and you forget. You know, you could be standing somewhere or walking past somebody and you suddenly remember, oh shit, yeah, I need to keep my distance. Trying to think back to when I've been out and about medicated versus unmedicated. Yeah, I would say I'm probably more alert on the meds, and I think I was probably able to be more vigilant with how far apart I was to people. And I've also noted times when I've been off them, I tend to be a little less restrictive and I'll sort of worm my way around people instead of keeping that distance all the time. But sometimes I go out and I forget my mask and I'm patting myself down and I'm just like, oh damn it, I can't believe I've done this again. It's the same with shopping bags. I forget to bring my own bag because every time you go shopping you have to pay 10 pence for a new bag. And if you forget a list as well on top of that, it's absolute chaos. Right now we have pubs reopening and people are not keeping their distance. And I think as soon as you get alcohol into the mix, it's going to go straight out the window. You're going to be hugging people. Oh, I love you. Obviously, if you're drinking and you've got ADHD as well, it really exacerbates the impulsivity and the behavior control. So I think that's another risk. But let me know what's happened in your life. How's it been going for you during this? Have you been struggling to remember to stay within distancing rules?